I'm here with a friend, with the editor of American Handgunner, Roy Huntington, and this is Roy's first trip to Africa. And I really enjoy that, coming with somebody that hasn't been here before. I did the same thing last year. It is really fun to see their reaction, see you know, their experiences, and kind of be part of that with them, because it's this is a whole different part of the world, and it's a whole different experience to hunt here.
I kind of wish we could have walked about 10 more miles in that riverbed.
I was just getting my pace.
I was kind of getting in the groove there, huh?
Yeah, well, I was.
Did you see those buffalo tracks?
Yeah.
Yeah. And there were the leopard tracks earlier?
Yep, yep.
Well, this is the real thing.
This is. It's absolutely.
We may be in Africa.
I think so.
Cheers.
You know, this is my first experience in Africa, and I have to say, I could hardly ask for a better companion. Ken Jorgensen from Ruger is an old friend of mine. We've been in the industry together for years. And when Ken called me up and said, would you like to hunt Africa with me, it was a no-brainer.
This is my third trip to Africa. I've taken a few other trophies over the years, and add a few more this year. This is a little harder, though, than I've hunted before. This is true wild country here, and we're hunting on the Save Conservancy, which is about 1 million acres. I think we're hunting on about 250,000 acres. That's a lot of open country to cover. What's the plan today?
We're gonna down to the river, kudu, bushbuck, warthog.
Okay, if we have the right opportunity in a warthog or Impala, we'll stop and go for them.
Yeah. The difficult thing we're going to face now with hunting warthog is trying to find them in this grass. Warthogs, often you'll find a male by himself. Sometimes you'll find him with his little family group. It all varies. Yeah, we're looking for a good tusked warthog.
No, one's a female, one's a young male. The one at the back is a young male.
Well, finding a warthog was more difficult than I thought it would be. We ended up spooking some. I mean, they're very, very wary. Again, they were in the heavy cover. It was hard getting up on them.
Okay, I think we're a little bit early today.
Pretty warm here.
Yeah, all the pigs are still under the brush.
Yeah.
We'll come down here first thing tomorrow morning. Work this place quite hard.
Okay.
We'll go and see if we can find an Impala now. Yeah, the Impalas are starting to rut now. We're coming into May. It's rutting season. They're trying to organise their little herds of ewes. Yeah, so the males are fighting. They're a little bit stupid at the moment. It should work for us, not against us.
Somebody gave up.
Yeah, there's a winner. The most difficult thing we're going to have with Impala is trying to get them to stand still, so we can pick out the right one and get everything organised. Who's going to shoot? Shoot it. I think to prepare yourself for plainsgame hunting, you don't need to carry a whole lot of extra stuff with you. You just need a good rifle, a good sling, some good bullets, and the rest we'll do for you.
Hunting Impala, even though you see hundreds if not thousands of Impala, they're not exactly the easiest to get on either.
Wait for him to clear from the other ones. Just hang on. There's a female behind him, wait. Shoot the first one that stands in the open now.
We're on one yesterday morning. It was a nice Impala, and we probably got 80 yards or so away from him. He was looking directly at us, and they ran off, but they didn't run very far, and there was a lot of them there, so we decided to try and track them and get on them again.
He's in that thick patch of grass there. We're going to sneak up behind this tree here.
Okay.
We'll have another look at him. I just want to make 100% sure it's the right one. Okay.
We spent, I think, well over an hour, probably an hour and a half, and they just either were just out of reach to where we felt comfortable making a shot, or they were just milling around, and it seemed like the one you wanted was always behind the tree or always behind the bush. Not too much further down the road, we came up on another buck and a doe, and were able to get into a really good position and again wait for them to mill around. The doe was behind the buck quite a while, but we got all set up, waited them out, and finally the doe moved off.
Shot. Saw the dust there. But again, a tough animal for their size, underrated animal. Did your shot feel good? Ken?
Yes, it did. Yes, should be here.
There's no blood yet, but
No.
we'll find them.
You know, hold right on the shoulder. It should be.
Okay, good.
Got to be here. I was on him. I was solid.
We'll find them then.
Yeah. Got to be close by. I couldn't have gone very far with that 180 grain.
There he is.
Ah, all right.
Well done.
Thank you.
Good
Makes
shooting.
me feel better.
Yeah, getting a bit nervous there.
Yeah. All right.
Nice and pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's wearing down on his tips here.
Yeah. See a little here, a little splintered.
Yeah. Perfect. Some old scars from fighting.
Yeah, they've been going at it this week.
Yeah, they're coming into the rut.
Yeah.
They're starting to rut.
Which is kind of good. It probably takes some of their attention away from us.
Big time.
Yeah.
Makes it easier. They're more interested in the ladies.
Yeah. All right. All right. Well, let's get them loaded up, huh?
Yeah. Well done, Ken. Good shot. There he goes. Wait for him to clear from the other ones.
20 yards away, we found our buck.
Let's go check.
I got along, I think, very well with Zane. He's a lot of fun. He has a good sense of humor, a lot of patience. You know, we kind of started to develop our own little inside jokes. And
Hey, none of your business.
looks like an ambush.
Yeah. Kev's probably thinking, hey, what do I do now?
What was your impression of camp?
Well, if you want to call this a camp, you know.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's Disneyland, but it's for real. You
Yeah.
know, this is the kind of stuff you see in the movies or in those travel brochures.
Well, I think what I like here, and I've been to Africa twice before, this is the most primitive in terms of the countryside. Let's say the most wilderness in terms of the countryside.
Yeah.
In terms of the camp, it's what I would expect from Africa. This is the kind of place that, in my mind, is what Africa should be.
I think the Sabi Conservancy is a very good plains game and dangerous game area. Been in and out here probably since 2000, 2001.
You know what I like about it is, unlike hunting in America, here they can get you.
Yeah, you're not the top of the food chain
You're really not. I felt like prey on more than one occasion since we've been here.
When you see that elephant this morning,
Oh,
and
Lord.
you realize, and that's probably not a really huge elephant.
It's a very small body.
Yeah, and yet
Yeah.
certainly ominous in its own fact. You know, you see it there, you're sitting in a vehicle and it's still as tall as you are, and you're up on the top of the vehicle, you know. And,
It's not the San Diego Zoo.
no,
Yeah, they're beautiful.
they are neat. I mean, it's
It's
just, I
a
mean,
smart
all
animal.
the wildlife is neat. I mean, even wildebeest are such funny animals. I mean, they'll be standing there looking at you, and then they just snort and, I mean, they just
Disappear.
jump and gone, you know, and it's, yeah.
Like a
it's-
little dragster.
Yeah, they're just,
They're the clowns.
yeah. I've always considered them to be kind of the Frankensteins of the animal world. They're
Yeah.
made up of all these spare parts.
The leftovers.
You know, I'm one of those fortunate people out there who had a father who took the time to teach him about gun safety and hunting. When I was about 11 or 12, we lived in Australia, which at the time was very much like rural America in the 30s. And it was just not uncommon to have a group of kids with their .22 rifles out in the bush.
Ken, hand me my rifle.
Rabbit hunting. And I've just continued the tradition ever since. A couple hundred yards from the truck, we spotted the wildebeest. And it was a little different when you're down there toe-to-toe with them, right there on their own level. You can smell them, you can hear them, you can kind of feel the thunder when they run.
There's a lot of wildebeest around here. There's always one or two bulls with the herds. Then there's a couple of bachelor groups of wildebeest. Let's see if we can get up to this bush here. Then I'll set up the sticks, okay?
We did a kind of sneaky through the bushes a little bit, and a lot of it really, it's interesting how you learn about how to play this. I was learning as we were following these animals.
You see the one standing there looking at us?
Yes. Bye-bye.
Very, very tough animal. I think if anything tests the bullets and the guns that we're using, I think it might be the wildebeest. Yeah. I can see a bullet.
Years from now, when someone says, "What do you remember best about Africa?" I think I will remember the game animals. Zane put me on the shooting sticks, and the Ruger had its first crack at African game.
Roy, can you see his shoulder?
The biggest surprise to me about hunting that wildebeest was when he ran off at my first shot. It was a solid hit. Any white-tailed deer I've ever hunted in my life would have just dropped in his tracks. The chase was on.
Got him?
Yeah.
I don't have a shot.
Go up to this tree. You better shoot, otherwise he's gonna go. Come, just shoot. There, shoot him again.
Okay. The tenacity that they have here, that fierce will to survive, and it comes across at every level. When they look at you, the test is starting. Well, Doctor, what do you think?
Yeah, done. Well done.
Thank you. Can't thank you enough. People say they have dreams. I don't think enough people get to live their dreams. They always put it off. They always say next week, when my in basket's empty, when the kids grow up. And as I stood there, Zane shook my hand, and I was catching my breath as I looked around, and I said, I'm living my dream.